Anti-corruption fight gets more aggressive. Banks to declare assets within 3 months as President Buhari and EFCC boss meet again.
There'll be another pandemic in the future. What are we going to do now to establish the capacity, reinvite investment into that sector?
Promising moments in the nation's business and health sectors. World Trade Organization DG incorporates Nigeria into the organization's development wallet.
It's only the place, the portion where I was vaccinated is only where it's pain small for a day or two. Then after that, there's no reaction.
1 week after Oxford AstraZeneca vaccination in Nigeria, correspondent chats with those vaccinated. Plus, Army Chief boasts of equipment to clamp down on criminals as Kaduna State government holds expanded security meeting. Hello, good evening to you and welcome to NTA Network News tonight. I'm Joseph Johnson. Reading with me from Lagos is Dotun Oguyemi. 2 strategic roads infrastructure constructed by the Hope Uzodinma administration in Imo State have been inaugurated. President Muhammadu Buhari, who performed the ceremony virtually, described as gladdening that his administration's policies, as well as the manifesto of the governing APC, greatly influenced the state government's resolve to make a difference. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The infrastructure projects, the Assumpta to Hospital Junction Road is the gateway to the south-south from the southeast, while the World Bank Federal Secretariat Road, named after President Muhammadu Buhari, is a major link between the residents of the densely populated area and the rest of Owerri, the state capital. The roads are part of the 46 infrastructure projects embarked upon by Governor Hope Uzodinma in his first year in office, with significant strides made towards their completion.
It might interest Your Excellency to know that under my administration's shared prosperity agenda, the provision of critical infrastructure ranks very high because our people are deeply into commerce and always on the move.
Governor Uzodinma, who takes pride in surmounting the challenges he met on ground and surpassing the expectations of the people, said beyond the 46 roads projects, Imolites are also enjoying a new lease of life in health, education, agriculture, youth empowerment, and rural development sectors. President Muhammadu Buhari, who described the roads as quite symbolic and strategic, commended the Imo State governor for setting ambitious targets, thereby clearly demonstrating his administration's commitment to the welfare of Imolites.
I am delighted to witness this success story. There is no doubt that they will go a long way in making the life better for the people of Imo State and residents and visitors alike. I urge the governor to sustain the momentum and accelerate the pace of good governance.
The president congratulated Governor Hope Uzodinma for his tenacity of purpose, which has seen him doing quite a lot, particularly in roads infrastructure.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to the government and people of Imo State for successful 1 year in office. I pray that you will keep the flag flying.
The inauguration of the project is part of the week-long activities marking the first anniversary of the Uzodinma administration in Imo State. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The chairman of the EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bauer, is reassuring Nigerians that nothing will be left to chance in the renewed drive by the Commission under his watch to rid the country of economic and financial crimes, undermining national development aspirations. Addressing newsmen after a strategic engagement with President Muhammadu Buhari, Mr. Bauer hinted that already financial institutions, especially bankers, have been given 3 months within which to declare their assets. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has more.
He is happy with what he has heard so far of the reforms that we are making going forward.
During the strategic engagement with President Muhammadu Buhari held behind closed doors, such reform measures aimed at eradicating economic and financial crimes in Nigeria were critically analyzed. President Buhari, who was said to have endorsed the initiatives, mandated the EFCC chairman not to spare anyone in the task of recovering Nigeria's stolen assets from those who abuse trust.
We are going to see a very new EFCC in terms of the way we investigate, the way we prosecute, and the way we are executing our mandate as well. We will do our best to ensure that this country is free of economic and financial crimes. We understood that the tail end of every financial crime is for the criminal to have access to the funds that he or she have illegitimately gotten. And we are worried about the roles of financial institutions. And we hope that all financial institutions, particularly the bankers, will declare their assets as provided for by the law. And that the EFCC, come the 1st of June 2021, will be demanding for this declaration of asset forms sealed by the bankers, and for us to see that, of course, the line that we have drawn is fully complied with.
Giving update on the fight against cybercrime, the EFCC chairman said in the last 1 month alone, over 300 cyber criminals have been arrested across the country.
As a young man, I'm appealing to all young Nigerians to desist from this cybercrime activities. It is bringing bad image to our country. It is also, chasing away a lot of foreign investment that we need. And I call on all parents, guardians, and of course, elders within the society, within the community, to be able to be talking to these, our younger ones, to desist from these, crimes. There is nothing like patting your back to say that go and sin no more. Our laws are not aware of that. It is a crime, it is a crime. Don't cross the line. And as we say in EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
This is the second meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and the new EFCC chairman in the last 2 weeks. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Strong words there. President Muhammadu Buhari has been conferred with the highest national award of the Republic of Niger by that country's outgoing president, Muhammadu Issoufou. This was when the leader of the neighboring country paid a one-day farewell visit to Nigeria. Here again is Adamu Sambo with a report.
The Nigerian President Muhammadu Issoufou, who came to power in 2011, made impressive accomplishments for his country, winning the prestigious 2020 Mo Ibrahim Prize for achievements in African leadership. He was also applauded for upholding the tenets of democracy, improving the economy of his country, and consolidating the good relations that existed between Nigeria and his country. During the visit, President Buhari and his guests expressed delight that both countries refused to be divided and alienated by the artificial borders imposed by the former colonial powers. President Buhari congratulated his Nigerian counterpart on the successful completion of his second term in office, as well as the people of Niger for the successful conduct of a free, fair, and credible election.
Let me, on behalf of the people of Nigeria, use this auspicious occasion to express our sincere gratitude to you, the Lion of Daji, and the brotherly people of Niger for a mutually rewarding alliance. We appreciate greatly the undiluted spirit of solidarity you fostered between our two sisterly countries, and your enormous contribution to sub-regional peace and stability in the ECO sub-region and economic integration in Africa through your baby, the African Continental Free Trade Area.
President Buhari also used the opportunity to congratulate Mohamed Bazoum, the president-elect of Niger, whom he believes has all that is required to sustain and build on the remarkable achievements recorded by the outgoing president.
Niger has remained one of the most trusted and reliable neighbors of Nigeria. The socio-economic partnership resulted in the groundbreaking ceremony of a railway project from the northwest of Nigeria to Maradi in Niger, which is in furtherance of regional and continental integration, joint venture, and interstate trade.
President Issoufou, while conferring on President Muhammadu Buhari the Nigerian highest national award, thanked him and indeed all Nigerians for the support he received as leader of his country for 10 years, particularly during his time as chairman of ECOWAS, describing Nigeria as a second home. He said the highest national award of his country was bestowed on President Buhari because of his fraternity, vigor, patriotism, and determination to move Africa forward, starting from the West Coast.
Monsieur le Gouverneur,
on 2nd April, I will hand over power to the elected president. And this will be the first time in our history since 1960, when we were independent, that a democratically elected president passes over the power to another democratically elected president.
President Muhammadu Issoufou used the opportunity to formally appreciate the Nigerian leader for naming a major highway in the nation's capital after him. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Let's pick up on that because President Muhammadu Buhari has named an expressway in the nation's capital city after President of Niger Republic Muhammadu Issoufou for promoting peace and democracy in Africa. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Mohammed Musa Bello announced this while unveiling the 6.7-kilometer road presently known as Muhammadu Issoufou Expressway. Shoaibu Onoze Yakubu tells us more.
President of Niger Republic, Muhammadu Issoufou, arrived in Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport and was received by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, in company of Northern State Governors and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema. Thereafter, the minister led the visiting president to unveil the expressway named after him, following President Muhammadu Buhari's approval.
This road is hereby named Muhammadu Issoufou Expressway in recognition of his significant role in the promotion of peace, democracy, and economic integration in Africa. This day, Tuesday, 16th March 2021.
The Outer Southern Expressway (OSEX) is being developed in phases, and the Muhammadu Issoufou Expressway is the first phase, starting from the Villa roundabout in Asokoro district of the city to the Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway. Shoaibu Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
The integration of artisanal and modular refinery operators into mainstream oil and gas sector promotes the inclusion of more local content in the industry and advance the use of homegrown technology in the refining of petroleum products. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated this in an address delivered virtually at the National Summit on the integration of artisanal and modular refinery operations in Nigeria. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
As Vice President Yemi Osinbajo explains, the integration of artisanal and modular refinery operations into the oil and gas sector will also curtail illegal oil activities in the Niger Delta regions. The artisanal refiners, the Vice President said, would be seen as investors and considered for strategic equity partnerships with technical and financial partners.
And there are other well-articulated concerns.
While calling on stakeholders at the summit to fashion a workable and viable blueprint that will guide and facilitate the integration of artisanal and modular refinery operators, the Vice President said the gains of a seamless integration are enormous. It should be recalled that following the President's directive, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo in 2016 embarked on a tour of the oil-producing communities in the Niger Delta in a bid to address lingering issues in the region. This was preceded by a meeting with Niger Delta leaders, which led to the PANDEF 16-point demand to the federal government and was subsequently captured in the federal government's 20-point agenda to develop the region. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Do stay with us here on NTA Network News. We are back in a moment.
Hey guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN hash. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and will help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
As you adjust to the new realities for operating your business and engaging with your customers, let us help you transform your business into a digital powerhouse capable of adapting and taking advantage of today's opportunities. With our best-in-class array of digital solutions, you can conduct your business, receive payments from your customers, and perform transactions quickly, safely, and conveniently, because we've got you covered with the right people, technology, and service offerings. Contact us today and let us take your business to its zenith. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
There's enough to go around.
With Mr. Chef seasoning cubes and powders, every meal is something to look forward to.
Me first.
Mr. Chef, creating delightful memories.
Ooh la la. Sweet nutrition.
It is morning, a new beginning. As you prepare everyone for the day ahead, just anything is not enough. Only you make breakfast special, creamy, tasty, with vitamins and nutrients we need for a delightful, healthy start.
So start your day right with Hollandia Evolve.
Right nutrients for a healthy breakfast.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Thanks for staying. The Director General World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, says her office will continue to support the federal government to ensure more medical facilities, including vaccines, are made available for the country. Dr. Okonjo-Iweala stated this when she led her team from Geneva on a courtesy visit to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Kenneth Nanim reports.
Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala assumed duty as the Director General of World Trade Organization about 2 weeks ago and is on a week walking visit to her home country, Nigeria. The new WTO DG is thankful to President Muhammadu Buhari and Nigerians for the support given to her to attain such position. She pledged the commitment of the World Trade Organization to ensure a review of export restrictions occasioned by COVID-19 with a view to enable member countries have access to medical supplies needed to contain coronavirus.
There were 91 countries at the beginning who had restrictions and prohibitions on export of medical supplies and equipment. We are now down to 59. So we've reduced considerably, but it's still too many in my view. So one of the things the WTO can do is to work with members to reduce these export restrictions.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, acknowledged Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's track records, which brought her to the international scene, and expressed the confidence that she will bring her wealth of experience to bear for the country to benefit in the global trade and investment businesses.
Your tenure will bring succor and relief to countries that are under intense economic pressure, with the budget deficits left, right, and center, with the deficits in infrastructure, housing deficit. We definitely believe that your tenure will bring succor to each and every one of us.
The WTO DG and the SGF were on the same page on the need to initiate policies that will engender good governance in the country. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
And Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, is advising Nigerians to leverage on the opportunities provided by COVID-19 to key into e-commerce as the services industry continues to expand. She was speaking at a meeting with the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, who expressed determination of the regulator as well as government to address inefficiencies that resulted in the closure of factories. Leah Katun Babatunde reports that she also met with the business community.
It is the second day of her visit to Nigeria, and Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is at the headquarters of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The issues today include job creation, balance of trade, value addition, export finance, and the well-being of the investing environment. Governor Godwin Emefiele makes a passionate plea for a chance to grow local industries with a commitment to ensuring all inefficiencies that led to the closure of factories are resolved.
We're working through our ease of doing business committee to ensure that we make life easy for people who want to do business in Nigeria. And you, being the DG of WTO, we would need your help.
We even have a project where the fees have been lowered for women-owned enterprises. And this is an area where the WTO, we have a great deal of interest in trying to correct the inequalities, those excluded from globalization and from the benefits of trade. Trade has lifted millions and billions out of poverty. But, you know, some people have also been left behind, even in rich countries.
Both agreed deliberate steps must be taken to urgently key into the global energy transition plan. She also met the business community, where barriers to trade and healthy competition were in focus.
This country has the potential to be an engine of investment, innovation, prosperity, and job creation for all Nigerians, for West Africa, and for the continent as a whole.
The meeting ended with a commitment to make use of every available opportunity and facility to develop the country. In Abuja, Leah Katun Babatunde, NTA News.
In the meantime, Nigeria will continue to explore ways to attract more foreign direct investment to promote national development. Acting Director General of Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, Mahmoud Adamu, said this at a workshop in Abuja. Musa Abubakar reports.
With weak economic growth and COVID-19 pandemic driving decline in remittances, World Bank projected Nigeria could lose $2 billion from the diaspora. This is a situation development partners here are concerned. This workshop is to explore ways to improve and sustain Nigeria's diaspora foreign direct investment with a view to investing in critical sectors of the economy for national development.
Since its creation, the Directorate has implemented programs and activities under its Scientific and Technical Exchange Program STEP, funded under the Nigerian Technical Cooperation Fund, NTCF.
Yes, there has been some reduction in diaspora remittances, but it is not as much as the 20% that was initially thought of.
The forum is to come up with far-reaching resolutions critical to driving growth and development in the country. In Abuja, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
Let's turn our attention to security matters now. Kaduna State government will explore better ways of protecting schools to avoid kidnap of students by bandits. This is coming from the state governor, Nasiru Ahmad El-Rufai, shortly after an extraordinary security meeting with stakeholders on ways of ending the abduction of students in the state. Muhammad Umar Ajingi reports.
This extraordinary meeting, presided by Governor Nasiru Ahmad El-Rufai, is coming on the heels of efforts by security personnel to rescue the abducted students of Federal College of Forestry and Mechanization Africa in Kaduna and the 3 teachers of LGEA Primary School Rima Binungwari.
This state has always faced security challenges, but this time our schools are being targeted. We've had 3 kidnap attempts in the last 3 days. So we felt we need to bring all the stakeholders together to lay out our strategy and also to get input from them. Maybe there is something we're missing. We've taken many of the suggestions on board. One very clear thing that came out of the interaction is the resolve of all communities that schools should not be closed. The community leaders would work with the security agencies to ensure that our schools are safe and are protected further.
The stakeholders have vowed to sustain the tempo of the engagement until the abducted students and teachers regain freedom. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, desirous of sustained innovation and production of sufficient military fighter vehicles, Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, visits Command Engineering Depot, Kaduna, to take stock of efforts being made in the production of needed military hardwares for the armed forces. Sulaiman Abdullahi Regachukun reports.
It is a new day for officers and soldiers at the Command Engineering Depot, Kaduna, home of innovation and production of indigenous military vehicles for the Nigerian Armed Forces. Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, undertakes assessment tour to workshops where mines-resistant vehicles, mines rollers, patrol vans, among other operational vehicles, are produced locally by the Command Depot of the Nigerian Army, an effort propelled by the Buhari administration to reduce over-dependence on foreign countries for military requirements in dealing with prevailing realities. The maiden visit by the Chief of the Army Staff is affirmative of his resolve to ensure sustained provision of military vehicles to support the Nigerian Armed Forces in the battlefield. Sulaiman Abdullahi Regachukun, NTA News.
Let's talk legislative matters. The Senate has passed the Nigerian Labour Act of 2004 Amendment Bill for second reading. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that the bill seeks upwards review of fines in the act.
While the Senate has taken various measures to ensure job creation in Nigeria, it has not ignored the need for the protection of the rights of those already in service. The process has commenced with the bill that seeks to amend Nigeria's labor law, which converts increased fines and stiffer penalties for defaulters. The bill, sponsored by Senator Francis Onyewuchi, among other issues, seeks to check unlawful termination of contract.
Fines in the Labour Act for offences relating to Section 21, breach of terms and conditions of employment as it relates to the wage hour, nature of employment, leave, contract of employment, among others. The present fine is 800 naira for first offense and 1,500 for second or subsequent offenses. The proposed fine is 500,000 and 1 million respectively.
And he has highlighted among some of the ill treatment of workers that has to do with denial of maternity protection and employment of women, and of course employment of young persons in unreasonable circumstances. It will also show very clearly that we are very critical of anything that comes in the guise of slavery, because forced labor is what is start modern slavery today.
I want the review to reflect the realities of what was then
when this law was made in the first instance and what is today.
The Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences in Ekiti State Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, passed second reading.
To offer to the general population, as a form of public service, the results of training and research in medicine and allied disciplines, and to foster the practical application of those results.
Senate concurred on 3 bills. These include the Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Agency Establishment Bill. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
And the House of Representatives has passed for second reading a constitution amendment bill that seeks to grant powers to the National Assembly to summon the president on issues bordering on national security. The bill seeks similar powers to state houses of assembly to summon governors of states. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
Answer of the bill, Representative Sergio Sugun, while highlighting its merits, said the 1999 Constitution has no provision that gives express powers to the legislature to summon the presidents and governors of states, which he stressed is a handicap in line with the principle of separation of powers.
Powers to make laws for the Federation, and for which we even appropriate monies for. We also think we should have powers to invite or to summon the president.
The bill was referred to the House Constitutional Review Committee for further legislative action. Also passed for second reading is the bill seeking the establishment of Nigeria Police Academy as a degree awarding institution, and the bill seeking the establishment of mental health departments to protect the rights of persons affected.
It will provide the necessary and the required impetus for the institution to now continue to operate like a university and still producing our desired police officers.
Other features at plenary include adoption of resolution on the need to tackle blockade of highways by articulated vehicles following a motion from Representative Aisha Duku, and the need to provide medical and humanitarian assistance to victims of road accidents as raised by Representative Sani Maruf.
Over 40 victims, mostly rural dwellers, are currently hospitalized in Ambata and Munjibul General Hospitals.
House members have urged telecommunication operators to halt the planned suspension of unstructured supplementary service data (USSD), a technology used in communication to check bank accounts or airtime balance, as moved by Representative Nicholas Osai, while the motion from Representative Shina Pella calling for improved discharge of mandates by the National Orientation Agency was adopted.
To reorientate Nigerians on their general attitude to waste and affluent lifestyles. To also propagate the need to eschew all vices in public life, such as corruption, dishonesty, ethnic and parochial and religious bigotry.
From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
As the first quarter of the year 2021 approaches its finishing line, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu is appealing to the National Assembly to conclude work on the amendment of the Electoral Act. The appeal was made during a consultative meeting with professional bodies and labor unions on the expansion of access to polling units, as well as the ongoing debate on the review of federal constituencies.
In addition to voter access to polling units, the Commission will continue to work with the National Assembly to ensure the speedy passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Let me once again appeal to the National Assembly for expeditious consideration and passage of the bill. In addition, we are also preparing to engage with the leadership of the National Assembly on the issue of division, revision, and alteration of electoral constituencies in Nigeria. The Commission's discussion paper on the matter is being finalized.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says the travel ban placed on all passengers into the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will be lifted with effect from 6 a.m. Wednesday, 31st of March 2021. Statement from the Office of the Minister of Foreign Affairs adds that with effect from 31st of March, Saudi citizens shall be allowed to travel outside and into the kingdom. A travel ban on international flights would be lifted completely and land, air and sea entry points shall be opened. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) has suspended its, with immediate effect, the operations of Azman Air pending the conduct of an audit of the airline to determine the root causes of series of safety incidents involving its Boeing 737 aircraft. A statement by the Director General of NCAA, Captain Musa Nuhu, the agency activated Section 35(2) of the Civil Aviation Act 2006 and Nigeria Civil Aviation Regulations 2015 for its action, and therefore regrets the inconveniences the action may have caused the public, particularly Azman passengers. NCAA insists that the action taken is in their interest and safety of air transportation. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved some reorganizations within the agencies under the Ministry of Aviation. Professor Bako Mansuru Matazu and Captain Modibo Alkali Mahmood now head NIMET and NCAT respectively, while Akin Olateru is reappointed Commissioner and CEO of AID. The Nigerian Television Authority has restated its commitment towards publicizing activities of the Nigerian Institute of Space Engineers to further enhance the growth and development of Nigeria in technology. Abdul Malik Hassan reports that this was when the leadership of the institute paid a courtesy visit to NTA.
This technology has continued to play a significant role by providing services such as remote satellite television, remote sensing and satellite navigation. In Nigeria, the Nigerian Institute of Space Engineers is meeting stakeholders to further consolidate on the gains being achieved in the sector. This visit to NTA is one of such.
We are here mainly to commend the Director General and his management team for switching over to the Nigerian Communication Satellite 1R, and secondly, for his effort in ensuring that the Nigerian Television Authority moves from analog to digital transmission.
Director General of NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, says NTA is a major stakeholder in the process of digitization in the country and will, as a content provider, promote space technology, which the authority is also a beneficiary of.
NTA is switching over from Intelsat to Nishcomsat. This is something we had to do. We have a satellite company, wholly Nigeria owned, providing the services that other foreign satellite companies provide. So we must come back to basics and, of course, use what is ours. So that was what informed our decision to switch over completely, 100%.
The DG NTA restates the role of scientific research in the growth of every country, saying Nigeria cannot be an exception. In Abuja, Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
Let's bring Dotun from our Lagos Network Center on now for some reports. Dotun.
Thank you, Joseph. Governments of the United States and the United Kingdom have pledged to render more support to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in the fight against abuse of illicit substances. Consul General of the United States in Lagos, Claire Prealangelo, and the British Deputy High Commissioner in Nigeria, Ben Llewellyn-Jones, said this while playing host to the agency's chairman, Brigadier General Buba Mara, in Lagos. Abalade Salami reports.
The zero-tolerance approach to drug abuse enforced by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has resulted in massive seizures and arrest of suspects. In recognition of the great strides achieved in few months of leadership, The United Kingdom Embassy presented a patrol boat to the agency in furtherance of the marine operations. The British Deputy High Commissioner Jones said the UK government is pleased with the series of illicit drugs seized by NDLEA at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, the Tinkan Seaport and Apapa Seaports.
Hopefully the vessel will allow you more capability, but it's just one aspect of what we're doing together, along with our law enforcement colleagues, the multi-agency approach, and all of the things we've been trying to do, really to try and help Nigeria in this fight against illegal crime, which is so important to all of us.
The U.S. Consul General Claire Parangaro said the U.S. government would be willing to collaborate and give more support to the lead anti-drug agency in Nigeria in view of the dynamism and efficiency that have been brought into the operations of the agency. Meanwhile, the chairman on arrival at the Palace of the Oba of Lagos solicited the support of the monarch in the sensitization of individuals on the dangers associated with the drug abuse.
Institution. And when our royal fathers speak, people listen. It is with this in mind that I would like to invite His Royal Majesty the Oba of Lagos to add his royal voice on this campaign.
In his response, Oba Akeole said he would use his global network to impact positively on Nigeria's fight against drug abuse and trafficking.
Nobody in his right senses will go and do what should not be done. It's only under influence of drugs. And many of them, they did not know that it is not good. It's just copycats.
The chairman had earlier paid visits to a rehabilitation center where he urged those present to stay strong. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Stakeholders of Zenith Bank PLC have lauded the ingenuity and dynamism of the board for recording an impressive result in its 2020 financial year. They gave the commendation at the 30th Annual General Meeting held in Lagos. Lynn Leneke reports.
The 2020 financial year of Zenith Bank PLC reflects resilience and doggedness through strategic business focus and a conservative business model of the bank and its leadership. Highlights of the bank's annual report indicates a 5% increase in gross earnings from 662.3 billion naira in 2019 to 696.5 billion naira in 2020. Zenith Bank also increased its non-interest income by 8% from 232.1 billion naira in 2019 to 251.7 billion naira in 2020. Profits after tax moved to 255.9 billion naira, indicating a 5% increase in the financial year under review.
They have good leadership of the board, and they have never gone down on the payment of their dividend.
It's a stock well recommended for shareholders and existing and new shareholders.
Chairman Board of Directors, Zenith Bank PLC, Jim Ovia, said this success is attributable to its robust financial technology and digital solution strategies.
There is enormous value in Zenith, and what we will continue to do is to extract that value. You see a lot of improvement coming from our retail banking initiative. We increase our market share largely, and we've also been able to dig deeper and grind harder in terms of the corporate business.
3 naira dividends per share has been approved by the board for its shareholders. To maintain its sound financial health, management of Zenith Bank says it remains committed to building a more sustainable and inclusive economy in its business operations. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Let's take a break. Network News continues shortly.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action Toothpaste for clinically proven rapid relief from sensitivity.
Good
GoTV don't do am again, oh. Then stand by your side, gidigba. Enjoy 32% discount on top GoTV Max. Yes, so if you pay GoTV Jolly for only 2,460 naira, now so GoTV go upgrade you sharply to max levels with 75 plus channels. Abracadabra. I go talk am again. When you reconnect on top Jolly subscription for 2,460 naira, then go summer you with Oga of Entertainment. GoTV Max. Make you enjoy Indian series for Star Life, La Liga, Premier League football, Big Brother Naija highlights on Africa Magic, Nigerian Idol, BET, Cartoon Network, and etc. Better discount, better savings. GoTV truly dey your side, oh. Existing Max customers as at first March, no follow for this offer, oh. Terms and conditions dey. GoTV, love it.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire.
Teacher no more. I fell one country. Teacher no more. I fell one country. Omoni resiti me.
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged yes school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders. Hey, we are trying, Shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, I talk with that now.
Not for me.
You want me to die?
Not for me because of Pamio.
Omoni resiti me.
NTA Network News. Let's talk business. Headline: inflation increases just as investors in the capital market smile home at the end of trading. Benny Adams takes us through business news tonight. It's all yours, mate.
Thank you, Joseph. And I welcome you to Business with a Fake News Alert. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has reacted to a publication misquoting a recent speech by the Minister for Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, on the administration of stamp duties in the country. The FIRS, in a statement, said Section 2 of the Stamp Duties Act, as amended by Section 46 of the Finance Act 2020, vested the responsibility of collecting stamp duty in the agency. Therefore, it remains the only federal agency permitted by law to collect stamp duties on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria, while NIPOST would henceforth produce the adhesive stamps required by FIRS. Moving on, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, which measures inflation, increased by 17.33% year-on-year in February 2021. This is 0.86 percentage points higher than the rate recorded in January 2021, which was 16.46%. The urban inflation rate increased by 17.92% year-on-year in February 2021 from 17.03% recorded in January 2021, while the rural inflation rate increased by 16.77% in February 2021 from 15.92% in January 2021. The composite food index rose by 21.79% in January 2021 compared to 20.57% in January 2021. Core inflation, which excludes the prices of volatile agricultural produce, stood at 12.38% in February 2021, up by 0.53% when compared with 11.85% recorded in January 2021. The highest increases were recorded in prices of passenger transport by air, medical services, and personal grooming establishment, among others. And on the capital market, investors gain 83.17 billion naira as NSE All-Share Index inches up by 0.41% to close at 38,720.81 basis points as against 0.22% depreciation recorded previously. Market breadth closed negative as Regalings led 11 gainers as against 19 losers. Market turnover closed positive as volume moved up by 19.69% as against 37.23% recorded in previous session. UBA, Access, and M-Benefits were the most active to boost market turnover, just as Dangote Cement and Nestle topped market value list at the end of today's session. That is business news. Joseph, is over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Benny. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, and other Nigerians have received the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, calling on Nigerians to avail themselves the opportunity in the fight against the pandemic. Ruth Aguele compiled the reports from some parts of the country.
The COVID-19 vaccination has been sustained across the country. The Senate President, Ahmad Lawan, is among those who have received the first dose of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine after Tuesday's plenary. The Senate President advocated for more sensitization on the safety of the vaccine.
We need to reach out to the people. We should convince them. We should use the systems that we have used before in getting our people vaccinated over the years.
In Plateau State, the governor, Simon Lalong, led the campaign by getting vaccinated alongside other officials. Priscilla Gurumnan reports that the governor cautioned the people not to engage in conspiracy theories against taking the vaccine, as it will not be tolerated in the state.
I want to reassure our people that as your governor, I will not subscribe to anything that will harm you nor affect your well-being.
In Nasarawa, Governor Abdullahi Sule also got vaccinated alongside his deputy and other top government officials. Blessing Damfulani reports that the vaccination exercise for Nasarawa West Senatorial District also kicked off as part of efforts to sensitize the people to get vaccinated.
Good, excellent, perfect, perfect.
Elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark getting vaccinated. This is in line with the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 guideline on giving priority to the elderly on the COVID-19 vaccination, as reported by Timothy Yusuf.
I have to congratulate Mr. President and particularly the PTF, headed by the Secretary of the Government.
As the COVID-19 vaccination continues across the country, Nigerians are urged to take advantage of the exercise. In Abuja, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
And against the concerns being raised in some quarters globally on side effects of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, Kenneth Nanim in this report interacted with some Nigerians amongst the first set who took the jab. Let's hear their experiences a week after.
AstraZeneca vaccine is one of the vaccines rolled out by the World Health Organization as safe and efficacious in containing spread of COVID-19. As countries begin to administer the vaccine on their citizens, its safety, efficacy, and effectiveness have been trailed by conspiracy theories on its side effects. Some countries, including Netherlands, Norway, and Denmark, have suspended administration of the vaccine due to reports of blood clot in some quarters.
There's the 4121Z005, 4121Z006, 4121Z030. Those are the batches that we receive from Nigeria. So that is completely different from the batch that has been causing problems, the ABV 5300.
Meanwhile, Nancy Urum, a journalist, was among Nigerians who have taken the first dose of the jab. Herself and others, including some members of the PTF who have also taken the jab, shared their experience.
I think I kind of noticed a bit that I was a bit tired, so I don't know whether to attribute it to the vaccine or just the not usual stress.
It's only the place, the portion where I was vaccinated is only where it's pain small for a day or two. Then after that, there's no reaction.
I've not had any negative effect.
Yes, there are some people that have complained about adverse effects.
This will vary from person to person. And frankly speaking, by the second morning, I have forgotten I took any jab.
The experience has not been anything adverse. They didn't feel anybody pains, didn't feel feverish, didn't feel either some bit of nausea or lack of sleep.
They encouraged Nigerians to make themselves available and get vaccinated and shun all sorts of conspiracy theories on its side effects. Making the rounds globally. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has apprehended 2 of its staff for allegedly defrauding Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME candidates with the promise to help them secure admission, Olayinka Ojo reports.
Named and shamed, now it is only regrets for Andy Okoro, a Level 12 officer in Delta State Office of JAM, and Gambo Ibrahim Abba, a Level 8 officer at JAM headquarters Abuja. The 2 were said to have collected the sum of 500,000 naira from parents of 4 candidates with a promise to get admission for their children.
In reality, I gave money to somebody in the admission department
this morning and got me completely into this mess. So I'm so sorry.
They both ran out of luck when one of the parents petitioned JAM on Okoro's activities, a move that prompted the board to investigate.
Anybody who does that will, of course, will be detected. And once that is detected, they will be sanctioned.
Similarly, a tutorial center operator at One Man Village in Nasarawa State, Bayo Olajide, was caught for collecting 6,500 naira registration fees from would-be UTME candidates, even when JAM was yet to commence sales of form for the 2021 exercise.
Look for students that they come around that they want to do a session that we normally tell them that they should come for the lesson. Then when the session commences, we register them.
JAM's head of public affairs, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, advised parents to desist from cutting corners as there is no shortcut to success. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Let's take a short break now.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
And that's it. That's the news. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I'm Joseph Johnson. Remember to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Good night.
NTA, you can't beat the reach.
This is the network service of the NTA.
wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire.
Teacher don't want. A fellow one can't. Teacher don't want. A fellow one can't. Omoni resiti ne.
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged yes school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders. Hey, we are trying, shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, it's not I talk with that now.
Not for me. You want me to die? Not for me because of Pamio.
Omoni resiti.